Is Call of Duty Black Ops 2 the best COD of all time? In my opinion, yes it is, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down the reasons why I think it was, what made the game so great, and in my opinion, do I think Call of Duty will ever be as good as it was back then. Let's get straight into the video, guys. First thing I want to talk about in this video, talking about Black Ops 2, is the weapons. For me, it's possibly one of my favourite ever rotation, collections, whatever you want to say, weapons in Call of Duty history. Within each class there's a weapon which was fantastic. If you were a certain type of player, you were SMG, AR, even LMG or a sniper or, like I say, shotgun, anything at all. Really strong, powerful weapons in each class, and a weapon that could just really do the business. And there's so many memorable weapons as well, which I think is so important. I feel like in today's games you don't get that same, it's not necessarily a bond, but that same memory of them. I probably couldn't name like a handful of guns on like the newer Call of Duties, whereas back in the day on all these old CODs, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 2, I could probably name like a good majority of them. And maybe it's just like a nostalgic thing, or in my opinion, I just think it's because it was so good. It was quite well balanced. My favourite probably in the game is the MSMC SMG. Let me know what your favourite weapon is down in the comments. And if you agree with what I've said, do you think the weapons in Black Ops 2 were good, or do you feel like maybe they weren't so good, they weren't very well balanced? Certainly in my memory anyways, I feel like you could just pretty much pick any class to sort of level up, and if you're trying to work towards camos and things, it was just all not too difficult. And you know, there was great weapons in each class, and ones that I do look back on fondly. And to be fair, a lot of weapons from that game you've seen return, revisited in newer Call of Duties, and it's no wonder why that happens. It's because they were so fantastic. So let me know what you think about that, about the weapons. Getting on to the second thing that I wanted to really talk about in this video as to what I think really made the game so fun to play. And the thing that I think has been missing a lot for a long time in Call of Duty is how good the maps were. When you look back on these old CODs, and particularly sort of like Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2, just any games from those like 5 to 6 year period, the maps are just absolutely fantastic. I mean, to pick a few out of Black Ops 2, you've got like Raid, Express, Hijacked, Cargo, all just really great maps that, you know, you could jump on, you could have fun, you could learn your routes however you say it, and you just know that you were playing a good map. Whereas now they're just not memorable at all. I can't remember like a more recent map that's ever been remastered, if that makes sense. Obviously they bring the maps back constantly throughout the new game cycle, but in terms of like a new map that's been brought back, you just don't see it much. It all seems to be maps and weapons from these older CODs, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and it doesn't really surprise me at all, to be fair, because we all know ourselves when we were playing these games just how good the maps were. And you know from playing the new games that the new ones just don't do it the same. And maybe, like I say, it's just the nostalgia of the old maps that it's making me feel like that. But every time I jump on the old games, I do play them a lot, as you know, on this channel, I just have so much fun, such a good time, and it doesn't feel like the maps have outgrown me. They don't feel any different. They still feel like really good fun maps to play, and I feel like that's something that is just missing completely from the game in today's day and age. Another thing that I want to talk about a little bit in today's video is customization. So I feel like customization in Call of Duty is taking a turn for the worse, in my opinion. Let me know what you think. Obviously we're getting more and more, but do we really feel like more and more is what we really need or want? Whenever I go back on these old CODs and the customization you get, you know, you get a camo on the weapon, you get a custom emblem which you can make yourself, which what an absolutely amazing feature that was. You know, you'd spend a good few hours on a YouTube tutorial doing your own emblem up, you know, making yourself like an eye close-up or an 8-ball pool, or, you know, just so many different great emblems. But obviously there was the ones that were a little bit more controversial, which is probably why we won't see it again. I don't feel like, I think the last time it was featured was in Call of Duty World War 2. I could be wrong, but I do feel like that was possibly the last time that we had it. But it's just such a small feature, but it's so fun, and it gives you that little bit of extra something to be able to customise. And now you've got obviously the character packs, the animated camos and everything, and it just gets a bit much. I think me myself personally, I prefer the old traditional camos from like Black Ops 1 all the way forward to Modern Warfare 3 or whatever, you know, just basically bog standard camos with the odd DLC camo thrown in there. Like specifically on Black Ops 2 anyway, you've got the bacon camo. That one was fun. It was nice and cheap to buy, and it was just, like I say, one thing that I think's missing now from the game is there's just no fun. things just like the bacon camo. It was fun back then, but now it just all seems like they want the money, this money, that, big massive character pack for this. You know, it's just like there's just no element of fun in the game anymore, I don't think, personally. But the customization is something that's just so small, but it just generates that little bit added extra interest in the game, and being able to just customize it the way you want your own profile to look. And that's just something so small, but something that was so beautiful in these old games, in my opinion. And the next bit I wanted to talk about in this video is zombies. You know, it's something that I've never really been a massive player of zombies, to be honest. There's a couple of games where I did play it a little bit, and it was sort of Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. That was when I really found myself most interested in this mode. I'm going to have some gameplay in the background just of Transit, which for me is one of my most favourite maps of all time. You know, hopping on the bus and shooting through the town, and just so much fun. You've got other good maps like Die Rise, just a lot of different maps that are very memorable, but really enjoyable as well. And I obviously tried Black Ops 6 Zombies, and yeah, it just doesn't feel the same as it used to, did it? And it's the same pretty much across the board on like the games themselves. They just don't feel like they used to. And I don't know if it's an engine thing, if it's just the way they want to take the game, but it just, I remember when I used to be loading into zombies, and I'd be a little bit nervous. There's a little bit of an atmosphere to it. Now it just feels like you're playing Dead Island or something like that. You know, it's just like, you know, everything's fast paced. There's no eeriness to it, which is what I feel really built zombies up from the ground, was how not necessarily scared you'd be, but the atmosphere of the maps. I just feel like that's completely missing now. Let me know what you think about zombies anyway. Obviously, I know a lot of people do still enjoy the maps how they are now. You know, there's a lot more like Easter eggs and things to do, and boss fights, so there is a lot more within zombies itself, but I don't really feel like that's something that makes it better, if that makes sense. For me, it was just perfect how it was. You know, the odd Easter egg, and fantastic zombie map is Mob of the Dead as well, one that I forgot about, so I've just done a little bit of research just to make sure I've mentioned all the great things in this game, because I don't want to miss anything out, because for me, every element in the game is perfect. You've got the campaign as well, which was a ton of fun. There's just, you know, there was a mode for everybody that you could jump on, you could have a lot of fun. And I've said it a couple of times in this video, it's just what I feel is missing in these games now, is there's just no fun in them anymore. You know, I used to be able to jump on these old CODs and I could play it for like 5-6 hours, and I'd be grinding all night trying to get to the end of that prestige that I was working my way towards. Whereas now, if I play like Black Ops 6 for half an hour, I've got brain rot, I've been absolutely fried like constantly from just all the tryhards, and maybe it's just the way the game's going. It seems like it wants to go down that route, but for me, it used to just be such a good game just to pick up, you know, if you wanted to log on for a couple of hours with some friends and just enjoy yourself and have a lot of fun. Whereas now, I still play the games, you know, the newer ones, but I don't get that sense of enjoyment or that sense of wanting to grind it like I really used to. And maybe that's just a me thing because I've gotten older, but then again, I still really enjoy playing the old games, and I feel like, you know, I can still play them for hours, so maybe it's not as well. Obviously on this channel we do a lot of old Call of Duty content because it's just where my interest really is and where I have the most fun, playing on the older games. And Black Ops 2 for me is probably my favourite ever one. Like obviously the video is about. Let me know down in the comments what your favourite Call of Duty is. Is it Black Ops 2? Is it something different? A very honourable mention to Modern Warfare 2 for me. That's a very close second for me. But again, another fantastic game, and it is hard to choose between them both. But like I say, for me, Black Ops 2 is my favourite. And do I think that the series will ever get back to feeling how it used to or once was? Personally, I don't. I feel like with the new engine that they're running on, just the way they seem to be, the route they seem to be taking with the game, it just doesn't, for me, feel like it's ever going to get back to how it was then. And that's how I preferred it. So instead of just playing the newer games, I'll just stick to the old ones. And if you're wondering, can you still play all the old games? You definitely can. You can buy them on the Xbox store on Xbox. I'm not sure about PlayStation, but you'll probably be able to buy the disc from somewhere. So if you want some nostalgia hits, you can buy all the old CODs and you can still jump on. The servers are pretty populated, so you should be able to find a game, no problem. But yeah, that's everything for now, guys. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. And like I did say, let me know down in the comments what your favourite ever Call of Duty is. And if it's this one, what made it so great for you. Alright, that's everything for now. Take care. Goodbye.